Hello students, today we are going to start how to calculate the equivalent capacitance using Kirchhoff's law. I am DN Thatoi. Welcome you all to my new YouTube channel Physics Sketch. Before going to start how to solve a problem using Kirchhoff's law or how to get the equivalent capacitance of a circuit using Kirchhoff's law, so we have to learn the few sign conventions, how to implement or how to use the Kirchhoff's law. Then we will go to for calculation how to calculate the equivalent capacitance of the set of capacitors. So which is a unbalanced Wheatstone bridge connection, because already we told you that the Wheatstone bridge is balanced one and unbalanced one. So here it is a unbalanced Wheatstone bridge because this is 1 by 2. This ratio of capacitor is 1 by 2, but that side is ratio is 2 by 1. So this is unbalanced. So this bridge capacitor is not meaningless here, it is meaningful here. Then we have to solve the problem. So that is some sign convention. First I will be explaining, then we will go to the solution part. Okay, please listen carefully. That is the equivalent capacitance of a circuit using Kirchhoff's law. So now before going to use the Kirchhoff's law, so there are two laws of Kirchhoff's law. One is Kirchhoff's current law or charge law. Another is your Kirchhoff's voltage law. Please note down. So first is your Kirchhoff's current law. Kirchhoff's current law, that is called KCL. That is your Kirchhoff's KIRCHHOFF. Kirchhoff's current law. So Kirchhoff's law is based on the principle of conservation of charge. So it is based on the principle of conservation of charge. So to a junction, so how much charge is coming? Let the number of charges are coming to a junction must be equal to the number of charges going, because there is no accumulation of charges at a junction. If the name of the junction is J, the total charge or current coming to the junction, let along this path is Q1, the charge coming along this path is Q2, the charge coming along this path to the junction is Q3, then charge going away is Q4, charge going away from the junction is equal to Q4. Now according to Kirchhoff's law, that is based on the principle of conservation of charge, according to the principle of conservation of charge, states that summation of current at a junction is equal to 0. The summation of current at a junction is 0 means there is no accumulation of charge at a junction. So total charge coming to a junction must be equal to total charge going out of the junction, so that net charge accumulation at the junction is equal to 0. So that is summation of Q at a junction. Let the name of junction is J is equal to 0. By differentiating also you can say net current at a junction is equal to 0 also. By differentiating this equation, the differentiation of charge is your current. That is also called Kirchhoff's current law. So Kirchhoff's current law is based on the principle of conservation of charge. It is a short question. On which base or what is the principle of conservation of what is the principle of Kirchhoff's first law? Principle of conservation of charge. This is all about the Kirchhoff's law. And this expression shows that how much charge is coming. So this expression shows that total charge coming is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 must be equal to the charge going out of the junction, that is equal to Q4 plus Q5. So this is the Kirchhoff's law, implementation of Kirchhoff's first law. So now very simple, it is based on the principle of conservation of charge. So please note down. Then we will go to Kirchhoff's voltage law, that is Kirchhoff's second law. And Kirchhoff's second law or voltage law is based on the principle of conservation of energy. These are short questions. Kirchhoff's first law is based on the conservation of charge, and principle second law, Kirchhoff's second law states about the principle of conservation of energy. How it will be stated? Look. Then after that, so we will be solving this problem. I have noted here. So that we will be solving. First we will solve this problem, then we will be solving that problem. Okay. To save time only, so I have drawn this figure so that we can save time and we can utilize the time properly. So here that is your Kirchhoff's voltage law. Kirchhoff's voltage law, that is called KVL. Kirchhoff's voltage law, that is your Kirchhoff's voltage law. So it is based on energy conservation principle. Based on energy conservation. Based on energy conservation principle. These are the two principles on which the Kirchhoff's laws are written. Based on principle of conservation, that is based on principle of conservation of charge. So based on conservation, based on principle of Kirchhoff's voltage law, states that in a closed loop, net potential is equal to 0. That is the meaning of Kirchhoff's second law. In a closed loop, let's say the closed loop is this one is the closed loop. This is a big closed loop, or this is the entire outer side. This is a closed loop. In a closed loop, net potential is equal to 0. Again, please remember, this is the integral of in a closed path. In a closed loop, the closed loop means you have to come to the same point after coming around a trip. So now if you come into the point, so now this way, this is a closed loop. Maybe this is a closed loop. Maybe only you go outside and come to the point, so this is a closed loop. Or it may be a closed loop. Any closed loop, net potential is equal to 0. That is called Kirchhoff's voltage law, or KVL. It is based on the principle of conservation of energy. So in a closed path, net energy is equal to 0. That is called Kirchhoff's second law. And this Kirchhoff's second law, since it is equal to 0, then I have to say how the voltage will be 0. Because some voltage will be positive and some voltage will be negative. So now to understand which voltage will be taken positive and which voltage will be taken as negative, so that is the sign convention is required, and that sign convention I am just explaining. Please listen carefully. The sign convention is the first sign convention of the Kirchhoff's law, that is sign convention. The sign convention, very simple sign convention from the basic principle. Sign convention is gain of potential is positive. Gain of potential, anything you will be gaining, potential, gain of potential is positive. Second one is loss of potential is negative. Loss of potential is negative. These are the two sign conventions. If you are gaining potential, you write, suppose you are gaining 10 volt, so you write plus 10. Suppose you are losing 10 volt, then you write minus 8 volt or minus 10 volt. So again, if you are gaining, you write the positive value of the potential. If you are losing, you write the potential as negative value. Then when you will gain and when you will lose, so that I am going to explain when you will be losing and when you will be gaining. Look, when you are gaining, so gain means when you are going from the point A to B, let's say you are going from A to B, you are going along this path. When somebody will go along this path, so he may come across a battery. Now the battery is connected like this. Let this is the battery. So obviously when you are going from A to B, so first is coming the negative plate, then coming to the positive plate. That means initially with a low potential, then you are going to the high potential. From low potential to high potential, that means there is a gain. If there is a gain, if the potential is equal to 12 volt, then you write the potential is equal to plus 12 volt. That is the gain. That is your gain of potential. Please note down. So when it will be positive and when it will be negative. So now obviously in the other sense, so when you will be going from B to A, then obviously this potential you have to write this potential is equal to minus 12 volt. How? Now when you are going from B to A, first is your positive plate. That means you are at a higher potential. Then you are going to the negative plate. That means you are losing the potential from higher to lower. So it will be minus 12. If you are going from left to right, then it will be plus 12. This is the potential of a battery. So another potential is the capacitor, because there is a battery as well as capacitors are there. How to decide potential of capacitor? Look, same thing here. Look, This is the capacitor. Now this plate is say negative, this plate is positive. Now let's say the charge in the here is equal to 8 microcoulomb. Let the capacitance is equal to 2 microfarad. Now you are moving from A to B. Same concept. You are moving from A to B. When you are moving from A to B, first your negative plate. Then you are coming to the positive plate. So negative positive means you are gaining energy. So once you are gaining energy, so here when A to B potential is how much? That is equal to plus Q by C. Potential formula V is equal to Q by C. So Q is equal to 8, C is equal to 2, that is equal to 4 volt, plus 4 volt. So similarly, if you are going from B to A, if you are going from B to A, so it will be positive, then B to A it will be negative. Then here, that if you are going from left to right, then the potential V is equal to minus Q by C, that is equal to minus 8 by 2, it is equal to minus 4 volt. Now you will remember this sign convention to solve the problems. So very simple, convention is very simple, logical. The logical is if you are gaining potential, it is positive. If you are losing potential, it is negative. Question is when to gain, when to lose. So if you are when you are moving in a path, let's say first is coming negative plate, then you are going to positive plate. So there is a gain. First is positive plate, then negative plate. There is a loss. Then you have to write plus minus, and this is the convention you will be used to solve the problem. Let us solve a problem using the Kirchhoff's first law, second law, and to get the answer. First problem I am solving here. Look here. Let us solve a very simple problem. Now this is a very simple problem. So look, please everybody look at here. So now in this circuit there is only one path. There is only one path. This is 20 volt. This is 8 volt. This is 3 microfarad. This is 6 microfarad. So now in which way current will flow or charge will flow? So it is a 20 volt. It is the 8 volt. So 20 volt want to supply the charge in this way. 8 volt wants to supply the charge in this way. Obviously this potential is more. Since this potential is more, so obviously the charge will flow in this direction from left to right. So now it is, let's say it will be positive now, so it will be negative now. How to decide positive or negative? Because this is the higher battery, this potential is more than this, so charge will come this way, positive charge will come this way. If the positive charge will come this way, first will be positive, second will be negative. How much charge? Q. Since it is a series circuit, there is only one path, there is no other path. That's why this same Q will also reaching here and reaching here like this. Same Q, no other Q, because there is no other route. The charge will be divided or added. So now when Q will be going this way, again it will be positive because positive charge is coming. So again it will be positive, it will be negative. Then it is equal to Q. Now let us give the name to the path. Let A, B, C, D. According to Kirchhoff's second law, we know that net potential in a closed path dV is equal to 0. Then who is the closed path? Maybe A, B, C, D. Maybe A, B, C, D, A. Does not matter whether you will take a clockwise loop or you will take a anti-clockwise. Does not matter. So it does not matter at all. So now I am writing. So now I have written A, B, C, D. It is convenient for me to take the loop A, B, C, D. So the closed path is A, B, C, D. In the closed path A, B, C, D, this is the meaning integration. This is the meaning closed path. Path is named as A, B, C, D. Potential is 0. Then you write what is the meaning of closed path? Now potential in the path A, B, A to B, plus potential in the path B to C, plus potential in the path C to D, plus potential across D to A. D to A is equal to 0. That is the Kirchhoff's law. Closed loop is equal to 0. The closed loop is broken into parts A, B, B, C, C, D, D, A. Please try to understand this problem completely. Then this problem you can solve it easily. So now in this case, let us start. So what is the potential from A to B? Let us see who are the elements in the A to B. You are going from first is A, then B. So you are going from A to B. So when you are going from A to B, first a battery is coming. So now in the first you are coming across a positive plate, then negative plate. So obviously loss of energy. Please carefully listen here. Now you are from moving A to B. So now when you are moving A to B, first is coming positive plate, then negative plate. There is a loss of potential. So this is -8 according to sign convention. Now come to the capacitor. Capacitor also from positive plate, then negative plate. So again there is a loss. But capacitor potential formula is Q by C. So Q, C is equal to 6. Q is Q, capacitance is 6. Again B to C, there is no potential because this is a conductor. Then from C to D, first is coming capacitor, again positive to negative. Look here. So when you are going from C to D, when you are going along this path, so I am showing the path here so that it will not be confused. So when I am going from C to D, there is a capacitor, positive plate, then negative plate. So there is a loss. So how much? Now minus Q by 3. Now finally you are coming to a battery. Here you are going from negative to positive. So negative to positive means you are gaining energy. So plus 20. Plus 20 is how much? 0. Then this is equal to -8. This is 20. It will be how much? 20 minus 8 and Q by 6 and Q by 3. Let us take to the right hand side. So it is coming to how much? 12 is equal to Q common. Q common, that is equal to same is 6. That is equal to 1 plus 2. Then it is coming to be Q by 2. So this shows that the charge that is flowing is equal to 12 into 2, 24 microcoulomb. Because capacitance is given microfarad, potential is given is volt, that's why it will be microcoulomb. So the charge is equal to microcoulomb, and this is the answer. So here the charge will be 24 microcoulomb, here the charge will be 24 microcoulomb, and this is the answer to the problem. So now let us come to second problem to get the equivalent capacitance across the battery A and B. This is next problem we are going to solve. Please note down this one. So this problem will help you to solve this problem. So how I am solving? Look, the same convention, everything same, I will be applying. Look here. Please everybody listen carefully. So it is a very easy last part of the capacitor, equivalent capacitance. After the equivalent capacitance, then we will be going to solve some problem based on the energy of a capacitor. How the energy will be stored, how the energy will be dissipated, then how charging and discharging will take place in a capacitor. That I will be solving one problem from the energy of a capacitor. That is important. Then the chapter capacitance will be over. All problem parts are over. So theoretical I may teach later on in different video. Okay, let us start. So in this problem, the battery is given how much? 11 volt. So charge will go this way. So when the charge will go this way, partly some charge will go this way and partly charge will go this way. Let the charge going this way is x coulomb. X. So since it is a positive plate, so positive charge is flowing. So first it will be positive, then it will be negative. So how to decide who will be positive, who will decide? Because this is a positive plate. From positive plate, positive charge is coming. First it will be positive, then it will be negative. Similarly, this way let the charge is going y. It will be positive, it will be negative. This positive negative writing is important because the sign convention you have to use to solve the problem. So positive negative is our next point. So already we have discussed, this is a Wheatstone bridge. So this ratio is equal to 1 by 2. Left side, ratio of the capacitor is 1 by 2. And ratio of the capacitor in the right hand side is 2 by 1. So they are not equal. Since this by this is not equal to this by this, it is a unbalanced Wheatstone bridge. It is a unbalanced Wheatstone bridge. For a unbalanced Wheatstone bridge, then how to solve the problem? Because here the charge will flow in this way. Anyway, so it is an unbalanced Wheatstone bridge. But another thing you see, so diagonally 2 and 2 are same. This is 1 and 1 are same. So diagonally symmetry sense is coming. Something sense is coming that it is a diametrical symmetry because so this is 1 microcoulomb, this is 2 microcoulomb. This is 2 microcoulomb, this is 1 microcoulomb. So in this case, since it is diagonally symmetric, if this is y through 1, then the charge will be returning here is also 1. That is sorry, this is equal to y. So that is the important part. Again it will be positive and it is negative. Since it is your x, so here it will be x. It will be plus, it will be minus, and it will be x. Now come to the junction. Let the name of the junction is equal to C. Name of the junction is D. Name of the point is P. Name of the point is Q. Naming. So when I am taking the point C, at the point C, look here, at the point C, the 3 lines are there. To the point C, how much charge is going? Along this line, y is going. So along this line, who is going? How much charge is going? X is going along this path. Now you just tell me how much charge will flow along the middle line. So here along this path, y is going. Along this path, x is going. According to Kirchhoff's law, net charge coming to a junction must be equal to net charge going out of the junction. If y is coming, the rest is how much? Y minus x. So now y is coming, so x will be going this way. How much left? Y minus x will be going this way. Which charge is going? Again positive charge. So obviously it will be positive, it will be negative, and what is that value? Y minus x. Because this is y, this is x, this is y minus x. Again, now along this path, how much charge is coming? Y minus x. Along this, how much charge is coming? X. So this is x, this is y minus x. When they will be combined, how much left? So x plus y minus x. Remaining is y is going here. This is the charge distribution is over. Once charge distribution is over, Kirchhoff's law is applied. That means I have applied Kirchhoff's law, and that means the division of charge, division of current, principle of conservation of energy is always satisfied. Once it is satisfied, now let us go to the loop ACD, Kirchhoff's voltage law. Let us apply Kirchhoff's voltage law KVL to the loop ACDA. So now in a closed loop, that is equal to net potential is equal to 0. Which loop? A, C, D, A. This says that the potential along A to C plus potential along C to D plus the potential along D to A is equal to 0. Now take the concept A to C. So when you are moving from A to C, first is coming positive plate, then negative plate. There is a loss of potential energy. When you are going from this way, so positive plate to negative plate, potential is lost. The potential loss is negative. That is charge by capacitance. Charge is y, capacitance is this. Because potential is equal to, potential is equal to Q by C. That formula I am using. Then from C to D. From C to D, again from positive plate, then negative plate. So again you will be writing negative. How much negative? Q charge is x, y minus x, capacitance is equal to 4. Then come to D to A. So when you are moving from D to A, first is negative, then positive. Yes, here it is a sign. So here it will be positive sign because first is negative, then positive. So that is plus, charge is x, capacitance is 2, it is equal to 0. Now to solve this problem, let's say y plus y minus x by 4 is equal to x by 2. So this is minus, and this is. Now by multiplying 4 everywhere, you just multiply 4, entire equation you multiply 4. So it will be 4y, it will be y minus x, it is equal to 2x. So 5y is equal to 3x. So equation number 1 is over, that I am writing here to note down, that is equal to 5y is equal to 3x. So what is the value of y and x? The charge y and x is such that, so 5y is equal to 3x. Now how much charge is flowing here? That is y plus x. So along this line, y plus x charge is reaching here, y plus x. along this path y, along this path x. Again, when you reaching here, how much charge will come out? So x and y. This is equal to x plus y. This is how charges are distributed, and the relation between x and y is obtained. After getting the relation between x and y, then we have to take another look, that is a, c, b, p, q, a, to get the exact value of x and y. So let us take another. So please note down. Then we will go to the equation a, c, b, p, q to solve the problem. Now let us apply and again the Kirchhoff's voltage law. Let us apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law. So to which loop? Now Kirchhoff's voltage law is equal to 0 in the path A, C, B. The path is A to C to B to P to Q, then again A. Look here, A, C, B, P, Q, A. Net potential is 0. Then already I told you what to write. That is equal potential from A to C, then potential from C to B, then potential from B to P, then potential from P to Q, then potential from Q to A is equal to 0. That is A to C, look, A to C, then C to B, B to P, P to Q, Q to A. Net potential is 0 in a closed path. If the net potential is 0 in a closed path, then look, what is A to C potential? A to C, first positive plates, then negative plates. So there is a loss. How much loss? Minus y by 1. Plus, what is the potential? C to B. From C to B, first is positive, then negative. There is a loss. Loss means negative. How much? Charge is x, capacitance is 2, x by 2. So that is equal to minus x by 2. Then what is the potential from B to P? 0. What is the potential from P to Q? Because here, when we are going from P to Q, so there is a negative, then positive. So the gain. How much gain? 11. What is the potential from Q to A? Nothing is there. Conductor, potential is 0. So net potential is 0. Then you can write that is equal to x by 2 plus y, this one, this 2 is equal to 11. Now substituting the value here, let's say from this equation you will find out what is y. Now you will be getting y is equal to 3x by 5. Put here, that is equal to x by 2 plus y is equal to 3x by 5. Y is equal to 3x by 5 is equal to 11. So it is coming to be LCM is 10. This is 5x plus 6x is equal to 11. So this shows that 11x by 10 is equal to 11. So this implies x is equal to 10. So now the amount of charge is flowing along this path is equal to 10 microcoulomb. If x is 10 microcoulomb, then what is y? So y is equal to, that is equal to 3x by 5. That is equal to 3 divided by 5. X is equal to 10. That is equal to 6. So it is equal to 6 microcoulomb. 6 microcoulomb. Then how much are total? 10 plus 6. 16 microcoulomb. So 10 microcoulomb and 6 microcoulomb, total is 16 microcoulomb. So please note down this one. Then this problem is about to be finished. Now once I am getting the value that net charge x is equal to 10 microcoulomb, then y is equal to how much? 6 microcoulomb. That means I got all the charges. Then I can get potential across each line. Then my question is, what is the equivalent capacitance of the system? So what is the meaning of equivalent capacitance? So already I told you, if all the set of capacitors will be replaced by a single capacitor. Now the capacitor, this is the 11 volt battery. The entire capacitor system is replaced by a single capacitor. That capacitor is C, and So this combination is taking how much charge? 16 microcoulomb. Then this capacitor will also take 16 microcoulomb. This is positive, this is negative. That is equal to 16 microcoulomb. Then this capacitor alone is the substitute of this. That is called equivalent capacitance of this combination system. Then what is that equivalent capacitance now? Now you can apply the answer that Q is equal to, again formula, Q is equal to CV. So now I need C, that is equal to Q by V. So what is Q? Now Q is equal to 16 microcoulomb. Potential is equal to 11. So the answer is 16 by 11 microfarad. So this is the equivalent capacitance between the point A and B. That is the equivalent capacitance between the point A and B. Equivalent capacitance between A and B. This is your problem. How a problem can be solved using the equivalent by the Kirchhoff's law to get the equivalent capacitance of the system. Thank you.